trucks like this, usually owner-operators have trucks like this, you know. There's not too many companies that have company trucks like this. There are actually quite a few up here in the north. Backy's comes to mind. Michelle Deneme has a lot of sexy trucks. MD Transport. But, and, you know, they're just drivers. Some of them are brokers, owner-operators. I've done a bit of both in my career, but for me, again, it goes for who you are as a person and how you want to live and stuff. For me, I hear a lot of guys say I want to become an owner-operator to have the freedom. That word always comes back, and to me, it's the other way around. I think they have it backwards, unless, I mean, like I said, it depends on the person. For me, owning a truck, I'm a lot more tied down, and my weekends aren't free. They're working on the truck, and you know, when the economy slows down like it is right now, the companies that have owner-operators and company drivers will keep their company drivers going, and the owner-operators suffer. You know, they'll be working half weeks and stuff, but the company drivers are still, you know, their trucks are still going. They're going to keep their iron moving. So there's a chance of that. And also what I found is, this happened to me, and I've seen it with my own eyes happen to other guys. You're a company driver, everything's going great, you got the jammy runs, the dispatch is right on you, you're doing everything right, everything goes good, you're making money. And then they say, hey, you know, why don't you buy the truck, and you can make all this extra money being an owner-operator. And then you lease, you know, whatever, you buy it from them. And then all of a sudden, you stop getting the good runs, you know? And you're sitting more, and this and that, and you own the truck, so they don't have to pay you, you know, sitting mostly, and you know, it depends on your contracts, obviously. I'm just talking on my, you know, how I am also as a person. I'm not a type A personality. I'm more, you know, I don't know. I think I'm a good worker, but to be to have all of that there, it just, the business side of it doesn't interest me. It just doesn't. So for me, it's not the right fit. And also, going back to freedom, I find you're more tied down as because now you've got these truck payments. You're leased onto a company, unless you have your own authority. You're going. That's a whole other step. So if you're doing that, I would just say, like, if you're jumping into it, if you've got some money, if you've been saving up, or if you've got a bit of money somehow, you know, that you've got there, that's great. But just don't start with no money in the bank, you know, all that stuff. It's just a recipe for disaster, and you'll hear that from everybody, I'm sure. But as far as yeah, for me, it's not freedom, because now you've got, like I said, these truck payments. You're leased onto the company. pretty much just buying yourself a job in my experience. They'll just keep you, you know. They'll keep you. They'll start you off good or something there for a little bit, but then they'll keep you hungry. You know, they don't want you to have too much money because then you'll get lazy. You know, so and then yeah, breakdowns and stuff like that. It's just a whole other stress on you. I lived the stress thing for 15, 20 years ago, and I much prefer. You know, I drive a really nice truck. I'm super I'm happy to work here. It's a great company, and they have awesome trucks. It's great to be a company driver and drive a truck that an owner-operator would want, you know. But yeah, to me, the freedom is in being a company driver. The money in the end, after you pay your truck payment and your fuel and all that as an owner-operator or lease operator, you end up making the same, you know, as a company driver, in my opinion, or in my experience. I mean, I did okay with my last old truck there because I had an 01 International with a 6NZ cat, and I babied it. Like I didn't work it too hard, and I wasn't asking 4 or 5 trips a week, you know, bang, 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 of it because it was paid. So I didn't pay a lot for it. I bought it at auction. I knew what I was buying though because I was buying a truck from the company I was working for. And I knew their maintenance schedule was like on par, even for the trucks that went to auction. Like they were still fixing things on them a month before they went to auction. So they're a class act, and they kept a good truck. So I scooped it up for nothing, paid cash for it, and it served me well. It did, but I still, you know, why am I company driver now? I still didn't make enough that to warrant me staying in it with the economy the way it is. Like, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna buy a trailer, I'd buy a flatbed. But if I was gonna just pull for a company, I'd stay on fuel, because that rate just power only did pay fairly well on fuel. But then on flatbed, you kind of needed the trailer as well there to make that extra. But that's just my 2 cents. I mean, everybody's different. Some people, you know, I was super confident in my 20s, and you know, just giving her and worked hard to get to. I just wanted to buy a truck, and I did. And honestly happier as a company driver. I get home on Friday, and they go over these trucks every weekend. But if there is anything that you know, needs to be done or whatever, I just write it on the board. Otherwise, I tell Sean and Doug to have a nice weekend. And I leave Monday late, so they'll usually do my truck unless there's something serious. So they'll do my truck Monday morning and service it, what have you, go over it, check everything out. If there is something serious, they do have a spare truck. You can just jump in and do your first trip with them, and then you get your truck back after that, because we're assigned trucks, we don't share trucks. But so yeah, that's it. If you're, a lot of guys you know, won't be hindered by what I say, and just will want to buy a truck, and I say give her, you know. There's a lot of success stories too. I have buddies that bought trucks, their first truck, same time as me, and they're still running their trucks and their own trailers and everything. It just depends on who you are, you know. I like the stress level in my life at the moment. It's very low. I don't have a lot to answer to, and that's the way I like it right now in my life. There, it's you guys have a good week. I'm gonna have one more fuel run after this, and then I should be home. Because of this matting run, I should be home at a decent time on Friday. Noonish, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So have a good weekend, and it's July long weekend. I don't get a long weekend though. There's guys on holidays, so they actually asked me to start early Monday instead of late Monday to take up some of the gap. I usually get like 55 hours a week, but we're allowed 70, so you can squeeze in an extra like Toronto and back. You might not have the time to deliver it, but somebody else can deliver it. At least the fuel's up there, the gas or whatever that they would need. So, because I'm working pretty steady in July to make up for guys on holidays in July, but then I get a week in August. So here I am on my last load of the week with the fuel tankers, only about an hour from home, and my turbo let go. So this is the trip following my what I just said about being a company driver or an owner operator and the repair bills. Well, this truck doesn't break down very often. It's one of the better trucks I've driven as far as that goes. For it's very well maintained, and I go through my week without any issues mostly. The last thing that happened was a water pump, and that was, geez, probably it was over a year ago, and that's the last time it left me like this. But the turbo let go, so I'm waiting on a tow truck to bring me another truck so I can finish my run here. So that's a good example of why I'm now. If this was my truck, it's Friday. I was going to be home at a decent time. I was going to be home by noon. Now, I'm going to be late, obviously. I've been waiting an hour and a half for the tow truck. He's probably 45 minutes away now, and all that, but I'll still finish my day by supper time. If this was my truck, I'd have to deal with now it's Friday of a long weekend. Where am I going to get this thing fixed, and what's it going to cost me? And Monday's Canada Day holiday. It's that's a prime example of why I'm happy being a driver. So it's 3.5 hours since I broke down. They brought me the 1999 Peterbilt. I call it the Gillies truck. And my old girl's gonna get hauled home for a new turbo. So at least I'll be able to finish my day and start my weekend. So to wrap this up, if you're the guy that's got the shop and all the tools and you enjoy wrenching on your own stuff on the weekends, this isn't a big deal for you. But if you're a guy that's going to be sourcing out that kind of work to shop on a long weekend, and it's probably going to be pushed back now till Tuesday, and the truck won't work this week. Well, I'll be in this truck, while my truck's getting fixed. So anyway, that's it for this video. You guys have a good week, and we'll catch you on the next one.